new market. The city's waking up, and so are the charts. Every move on this screen has a story. Sometimes it's hype, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's nothing at all. But if you look close enough, you'll see the rhythm behind it. No drama, no magic, just patterns, pressure, and people trying to make sense of it all. So let's take a look at where we're at and where this thing might go.
Hey, what's up, MK? Well, it looks like that CME gap did close. The Bitcoin tagged up here prior to the start of this rally.
I was buried, mocked, memed.
And Litecoin's just consolidating sideways here. Other things are kind of starting to rally, but once Litecoin breaks out of this range, it should lead again. What's up, Dewey? This is kind of similar to XRP, where it went sideways for like 5 days. Other things were rallying too, even Litecoin during this time. Like XRP BTC, I think retested the lows on the 10th of November. Right, yeah, it was going sideways, wick down here. As Bitcoin was rallying, and then once it broke higher, it was straight up. So I think we're pretty pretty close. On-balance volume is continuing higher on the 4-hour time frame. TMF is holding above 0. What's up, Daniel? I think the odds are pretty good. We'll have to see how strong this... What I've wanted to see for like a whole year is how strong the move above 140 would be. I'm expecting it to be a lot stronger than anyone else that I see outside of Master, really. I think it's likely to break the all-time high after this. You know, similar to XRP, but actually break it and retest it potentially. I think the length of this first higher time frame leg or impulse gets us to like 2K, 2 to 4K is what I would think. But we've been waiting a long time to finally get an impulse out of this range. It should come here. The higher Bitcoin goes here, though, the better. I thought the mempool would start increasing, or fee levels would start heading higher. But man, there's really just like no. Man, I guess they're kind of moving higher now. But we need to see what would be most bullish for Litecoin is seeing a vertical rise in a blow off for Bitcoin. Why aren't we sending? Yeah. What's your? I think Litecoin's. XRP was going down against the rest of the market as it moved sideways after that initial leg off the lows. It's pretty similar. I think it was the 50-month. Tony the Bull posted that. It was like the first time the 50-month crossed the 100. I don't know the significance really. But we finally had, yeah, the 50 week crossed the 200 and then the 100 week crossed the 200 week as well. It's like on the highest time frames, the short term, like the trend is reversing. It's been slow. He starts to say buy Litecoin, but he ends up saying Bitcoin. I don't know why there were. Well, I do. Like there were so many clips taken out of context. I don't get why people. It is true though. People do listen to what founders of coins say. Like my view of Bitcoin and Litecoin is way different than Charlie Lee's. I feel like you should establish your own interpretation if you can't get swayed around by what someone else says, no matter who they are. Are shorts piling up? Not really. I mean, Bitfinex shorts are at the lows here. And then aggregate on exchange. Shorts don't look crazy. I don't know why this data looks like this. Price hasn't moved, but funding rates are back to neutral. They're a lot higher for some of these coins that are breaking out, like XRP and Doge. Litecoin's been moving inversely to the rest of the market for a while. So far, the move is mainly in Bitcoin and ETH. ETH rallied too. Coordinated attack. I don't know. There's just way more people that own Bitcoin or BTC, and they will do whatever they can to promote their bags over everything else. Right, they've been doing that for a long time with other people who are notable in the space, like taking things out of context. Right, they were doing it with Trump when he would speak about Bitcoin, even though he knows nothing. Yeah, resistance at 128K for Bitcoin though. Yeah, I mean, eventually you should get a pullback. This move has been straight up off the lows. But it's also possible that when Bitcoin pulls, like, finally pauses, that you see rotation out of Bitcoin. I think Zcash is still, like, pumping. It's kind of crazy. It's almost at the 21 highs. We need a high volume candle like this. But I don't get worried about day to day price action. This Litecoin's initial move on the lows is way stronger than the rest of the top 20 coins, except you know, smaller caps like Zcash. And I think when this breaks higher, again, that strength will show. There's gonna be so much. I mean, there's already so much false marketing in this space, but if we go into a blow-off stage here, it's gonna get ridiculous. What are my odds for a big move this week? I'd say for this month, extremely high this week. I think the next move above these highs will be really strong. And I think that should come soon in the next few days. And it should seem like it comes out of nowhere. But I don't know, we might get ETF news this week, like the first ETF being launched. – 2017 coins are hot this time. Some, not all of them. Yeah, we'll see. Bitcoin can. I think finally we're gonna get this true mania that we haven't seen the whole cycle over the next 3-6 months. What's up, human being? Yeah, just need Litecoin to stand out here. I mean, it has been moving up against alts, pulled back today. But people are just trading USD pairs. Once this breaks higher, it'll rip against altcoins. Well, greatest mistake. I mean, I think hindsight is 2020. If you had, it depends on what your view was. If you accurately understood the reasons why Bitcoin would outperform Litecoin for this amount of time, then, and you position that way, but I feel like most people just get lucky. I was in the camp at the lows that Bitcoin would outperform almost everything except competing Bitcoin chains that would rally under high fee pressure for Bitcoin. Thought the narrative would change faster, and it didn't move at all. Yeah, in hindsight, eventually, if the assumptions I was making come true, then yeah. Yo, what up, Vivachi? I feel like in the lower time frames, Litecoin needs to recover a bit. This is so weird. LTC, BTC. Looks okay. Kind of did the same thing though. I'll pull up the USD pairs. The move off the lows is pretty similar. Litecoin's more straight up, and then had like 5 days of sideways. Litecoin's impulsive move will just start from way higher up. Charlie Lee live stream today. Oh, with John Kim. One moon. Let's see Bitcoin go a little bit higher here, or just start to see rotation now. I mean, it can happen anytime. Right, weekends are generally boring, and I thought, even though Litecoin was looking like it was going to break out, There's just not enough buy-side demand over the weekend until we really see like mass rotation out of Bitcoin. It was good that Bitcoin tagged up and closed that CME gap before starting this rally. And yeah, I don't know. We can't get a vertical candle out of this. Could be at 130 by the end of the day. If we do get that, then we probably get a correction. And Litecoin can rally during that time. I don't really like the price action though of the last off these lows. It's weird. Play the 131 song. Alright, this is the 131 song right here. Master, here you go. I'm gonna grab coffee real quick. I need to wake up. One sec, guys. 13 times 2 of us in here. Oh yeah, one sec. I'll be right back.
We got code, we got cars, we the builders digging deep while they perform for like nothing's gone. You had your chance. You had your shot. You changed your mind. I did not. You had your chance. You made your play. I stayed the course. You walked away. You had your chance.
Sorry, not sorry.
We won. You chose. We stayed. You smoked. You flipped. We froze. You ran. We rose. This ain't revenge. This ain't spite. It's just you didn't believe till it looked right. You had your chance. You saw the signs, now you want it. After the climb, you had your chance. It's plain to see. You chose the noise, I chose belief.
You had your chance. Sorry, not sorry.
We don't forget. We just move forward. You had your chance.
Sorry, not sorry.
They said, Ghost Chain, mid, still alive. Nah, you just couldn't stand alone. Didn't trend, I must be dead. Didn't moon, I lost the thread. Y'all follow charts like prophets. I watched the prophet leave instead. Let the hype rot, let the bags fill. You were max confident, I was max still. Y'all have to fit in, didn't know I just felt right. Mocked my pace, my name, my face, while I'm after the pain point price. Didn't need spotlight, didn't chase clout. Just waited till the noise got loud. Then pulled the power when the lights went out. I let them cook, then I cooked them. 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 Now they call it conviction, now they quote old tweets. But back when I whispered truth, they only heard defeat. So I said nothing, let the doubt bloom. Waited till they all agreed, then I cleared the room.
Where'd he go? Wasn't he done? It died, bro. It's over. Wait. Alright guys, my bad. What's up, Jeff?
I was buried, mocked, memed,
Litecoin really taking its chance to pull ahead here.
said I was too slow, too
I don't know.
too cheap to chase.
Taking its time.
But time moves different when your blocks still breathe. You didn't see me, didn't need me, but you will. Oh, you will.
I just don't think there's a lot of other things that look ready to move 300-400%.
Ghost chain.
Bitcoin Cash looks better than XRP. Litecoin looks strong here. LTC BTC is the only thing that matters to you. Well, I think so many people are trading the dollar pair, and most people are looking at this chart. And I think finally when it breaks, the LTC BTC chart will just go vertical. Might be bottoming around here.
They said I was a clone, a copy without a crown, but I got the same bones. Just no one wrote me down.
Maybe this wedge.
Frightening. The ghost they left is lightning. While they dance with smoke and hype. I kept my rhythm
Will break higher. The last one broke down.
but I already changed the game. You praise the chain with fees, but
But on the highest of time frames,
move the same blocks. But I don't sell dreams, same code, no clouds.
volume indicators still look really bullish.
You bow to the brand I built without.
Dead chain, huh?
Funny.
Everyone's watching the Bitcoin chart right now, though.
I'm still dancing.
What's up, Brandon? Keep seeing clips of Charlie. Is it out of context? Yeah. It's definitely out of context. It's just people that don't own Litecoin and own Bitcoin only, or own other altcoins, just decided to try to trash Litecoin here. I don't even agree with Charlie on, even though he created Litecoin, I disagree with his perspective on Bitcoin. And Litecoin, it's fine. I mean, I think Charlie's a legend, super smart. But I disagree on the way this space will evolve. I don't think we're going to have a reserve currency in BTC. Haven't kept up.
But I got rhythm. No devs. Nah, no drama.
It's funny though, because people do
Just trends.
get affected by what people say online or what the herd is promoting. All of those narratives are gonna die if price just breaks out here. And I think the centralization, Max Kaiser is a huge Bitcoin maximalist, but he keeps retweeting this. I think they need to talk about why decentralization is important, because they all don't really even know. It's important for resistance, for security. And Bitcoin is super centralized in mining infrastructure. There's hardly anyone accepting Bitcoin, meaning like even if there's a lot of people running nodes, hardly not a lot of them are active nodes. They don't even matter. So I think they're about the same in terms of centralization. Look at this argument over core versus I don't know, whatever that knots they're arguing about how to filter transactions, like considering some of them spam. I think it's pretty centralized if everyone just is trusting whatever core developers are doing. All the volumes flowing through centralized exchanges, it's not much different. Bitcoin's rallying on institutional speculation and corporate buying. Those are large single entities. Yeah, I know, I think Charlie just doesn't like to, he's not a hype man. He's more of a hard-working guy that just puts his head down. But yeah, we have ETFs, corporate treasuries. I'm not really bullish on those at all, but he wouldn't work on it for a decade after selling it. And it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it has the network effects above every other proof of work chain. So and it is the second second Bitcoin chain to emerge. So it is what it is. It's a decentralized network, and anyone can use either of these. We've just got to after this cycle, all these memes and narratives and people promoting coins won't matter at all. Just need a breakout. This should be the month that the Litecoin breaks out against everything. And we'll have the spotlight, you can tell the truth about what it is. So where are we heading? Honestly, nothing's changed for me. I don't get swayed by daily price action. I think we're so close to breaking out here again. I think Litecoin's next move is going to be stronger than XRP's was. Off the lows here. It already was stronger. The initial move Litecoin had off the lows here was similar to XRP's, and then it went sideways while the rest of the market was rallying. And when it broke out of this sideways consolidation, it was straight up. But proportionally, this initial move off the lows for XRP was like 8%. Litecoin's just 15. It's twice as strong. And I think we're gonna get This is like to the 3618 if you take slightly above. I think an equivalent move for Litecoin is to 2500. Won't play out the same, but I think when it comes, it will be near vertical and go a lot higher than everyone else is. Most people are thinking. Revinus, what's the next target? I don't know, all-time highs for me. If you told people back in 2022 that the S&P 500 was going to 7,000, people would say you're absolutely insane. So Litecoin's going to 30,000 by April. Well, I only had interest in Bitcoin for the longest time, and I just consider Litecoin another Bitcoin chain. I'd say the things that I think will do well after this speculative phase ends, because I believe that cryptocurrency will be monetized at a much greater scale. And I'm only interested in the second Bitcoin chain right now from a speculative point of view, because I think it has the most the best risk reward, because it doesn't have to penetrate a new unproven market. It just has to eat Bitcoin's market share, which it has been doing. I just don't like to take huge risk. You can make a lot of money betting on some new technology, but you have to be extremely competent, know everything every other competitor's doing, and why the value prop of your thing is will win.
Should've kept the key. You let go too soon.
I'll eventually be excited about decentralized credit layers, but I don't think those become relevant for at least 5 years.
You check the price, then checked again. Too late now, they still hold you down.
You hit sell, thought you were slick. Caught a pump, but missed the kick. While it's still on chain untouched, while you scroll charts, feeling crushed. They hunt you 20
31K.
not worth enough.
Yeah, the more, honestly, it's insanely speculative, but a blow off equivalent to 2017 or greater. Huge amounts of money that will have access, Litecoin, fundamental strength, or relative illiquidity, tiny market cap. All of those things make me think it'll be way higher than people can imagine. Not much different than like sentiment for Litecoin is like S&P here, people doubting, thinking bear market, or the odds of breaking all-time highs are extremely low. I know price targets will continuously change. And if we get a rally above all-time highs, I think the 0.25 BTC ratio becomes the narrative. If we have a really high fee pressure of $100+ for multiple weeks for Bitcoin because of the speculative congestion and Litecoin's passing Bitcoin, I think just the broad, like if the broad psychology starts to see it the way I do, then they'll reprice it. The market will reprice Litecoin against Bitcoin. Nobody would own, like, you just get massive rotation, and it really takes very little money. Like, 'cause the price is set by the last trade, marginal buyer and seller. And I think we get a complete flip of the narrative. Narratives change so fast. They can change on one candle. That's stupid. What coins are evaluated on Litecoin over others? Others is like everything outside the top 10, I believe. It's just altcoins broadly. I think Litecoin's back at the lows here against ETH. Yeah, it is playing out like 2017. It just took way longer, but I mean, I guess Bitcoin's rally in 2017 was super elongated. The chain is like a wasteland, Bitcoin. It's kind of crazy. Which tomorrow I'm supposed to have the Lit VM guys on here at 3 p.m. I believe. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'll have someone from Lit VM. Pretty boring right now, though. How's the Russell doing? Finally breaking out.
Sorry.
I held you, love. I waited. You built. I stayed. You sold. I watched. You scroll. You said it straight. You said I'm wrong. Now you're back, like nothing's gone. You had your chance. You had your shot. You changed your mind. I did not. You had your chance. You made your play. I stayed the course. You walked away. You had your chance.
Trump coin? How is Trump coin doing?
Sorry, not sorry.
Dead.
You chose, we stay. You smoked, you flipped, we froze. You ran, we rose. This ain't revenge. This ain't spite. It's just you didn't believe till it looked right. You had your chance. You saw the signs, now you want it. After the climb, you had your chance. It's plain to see. You chose the noise, I chose belief.
You had your chance. Sorry, not sorry.
We don't forget. We just move forward. You had your chance.
Sorry, not sorry.
They said, Ghost Shane, mid, still alive. Nah, you just couldn't stand alone. Didn't trend, I must be dead. Didn't moon, I lost the thread. Y'all follow charts like prophets. I watched the prophet leave instead. Let the hype rot, let the bags fill. You were max confident, I was max still. Y'all have to fit in, didn't know I just felt right. Mock my pace, my name, my face while I'm after the pain point price. Didn't need spotlight, didn't chase clout. Just waited till the noise got loud. Then pulled the power when the lights went out. I let 'em cook, then I cooked 'em. 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 Now they call it conviction. Now they quote old tweets. But back when I whispered truth, they only heard defeat. So I said nothing. Let the doubt bloom. Wait until they all agreed. Then I cleared the room.
What the heck?
Where'd he go? Wasn't he done? It died, bro. It's over. Wait.
I was buried, mocked, memed, forgotten. They said I was too slow, too old, too cheap to chase. But time moves different when your blocks still breathe. You didn't see me, didn't need me.
I wonder
You will,
if I just search Litecoin
oh you will.
on X if Oh, this clip was kind of cool. Randy was getting pissed that there's all this misinformation spread.
Ghost chain.
Litecoin could break down here if Bitcoin corrects further. I don't like the move off the lows here. We'll see.
They said I was a clone, a copy without a crown. But I got the same bones. Just no one wrote me down. Still here, frightening. The ghost they left is lightning. While they dance with smoke and hype, I kept my rhythm tight. Now they're whispering my name, but I already changed the game. You praise the chain with fees, but mock the one that frees. We move the same blocks, but I don't sell dreams. Same code, no cloud, same weight, less shout. You bow to the brand I built without. Dead chain, huh?
Funny.
I'm still dancing.
Who's actually buying Bitcoin at 125k for the long term?
Dead chain.
That's what I want to know. It's people who didn't like it at 13k and somehow like it now at 125 when nothing's changed on the fundamental side at all. Actually, more ETH shorts liquidated than Bitcoin. Actually, way more longs than shorts liquidated for Litecoin.
No devs. Nah, no drama. You chase trends. I make time.
Call me a ghost, but I still move. Call me dead, but you just prove. Call me a ghost, but I still move. Call me dead, but you just prove. Call me a ghost, but I still move. Call me dead, but you just prove. Call me a ghost, but I still move. Call me dead, but you just prove.
You never understood the
Alright guys, this is pretty boring here. I'm gonna go work a bit, but I'll be back later, and then tomorrow I'll have the LitVM people on here at 3 p.m. Eastern. What's up with Zcash? I don't know, it looks like it's being pumped. Looks like people established positions in it, didn't announce anything, and then there's mass promotion all coordinated on the breakout. That's what it seems like. It just doesn't take much money to pump Zcash. Before, when it was in that long-term range here, I was looking at the bid and ask side liquidity, and it was like 100K would move the price 2%. So you get a breakout, and finally some marketing and attention. There's just no sellers, only buyers. It can move on like $10 million of inflows. But I don't know how high this can go. This is like the typical 2017 style altcoin rally. Like a 3x in a week. But I don't know, I'm not that bullish on it long term. Maybe it gets adopted, but I don't know. It's doing like it pumped up here real quick because of that price move. Been in a long-term downtrend. Maybe the tech is really good. I don't know, but it had been losing users for a long time. Honestly, almost MWEB was, if the growth rate stays the same, will pass Zcash in adoption. This is just a pump to me, and I wouldn't buy it because I think eventually it's gonna return back to lows. But it looks, I don't know. Could make new all-time highs. We should start to see this in Litecoin as well. I do think Litecoin will move much faster, even though it's a bigger asset. I wouldn't buy. I think it was maybe a smart buy if you were involved before it started rallying, but buying it after it rallied 200%, like a 3x. It could go up another 10x from here. I don't know. But if you didn't see it before, I don't know why you'd suddenly want to buy it. It's the same with XRP. I'm not providing liquidity to those guys that I think are just pumping it. There are some people like Vlad and Paul that like Zcash for technical reasons, saying it's better privacy tech, but all I care about is if are people using it or not. And the answer is they're not. Yeah. I mean, it can continue for a while. I really don't know. I haven't been paying attention to it. But I think the same will happen with Litecoin. People will try to sell the RIP. And I think it continues for a lot longer, so same could be true with Zcash. I generally recommend just establishing the positions, the coins you think will do well and just not selling the immediate rip. I think we're transitioning from like a trader's market of ranging environment to a more trending environment. But these rallies typically can't sustain themselves. They're all driven by mania, misunderstanding, hype, reflexivity. So they go vertical. That type of vertical price action is not sustainable. Oh, you assumed to pull back. I mean, just rotating the Litecoin would be smart, or just keeping it. I think, but we're biased a bit. I mean, like, retail crowd isn't even involved in Bitcoin at all. That's partially why fees haven't rallied. The only retail crowd that's here are the ordinals, runes, minters. I think it's funny though, the whole narrative that governments will adopt Bitcoin and institutions will adopt Bitcoin will get people to want Bitcoin. It's always been the inverse throughout monetary history. It's what the productive people who produce stuff that adopt as money that then the institutions and governments want. That's how money has always evolved. Like, the people that are economically the most productive find money that retains its value before state money. And then banks and governments, wanted to hoard what the productive people were using as money. But for some reason in crypto land, probably because governments have retained monopoly over money for 100 years, they think those narratives make sense. I think if institutions and governments really do drive Bitcoin higher, like, no matter what price, people will just reject it. They won't want your Bitcoin. ETH was approved with government shutdown. What do you mean? Staking ETH ETFs or something? Is that why ETH is rallying? We could watch the John Kim interview on here. Oh, I guess it's in 2.5 hours. Oh, yeah, this could have been why ETH is doing well. Yeah, I feel like we're in parabolic end stages for equities. It's crazy. How high can this really go? 7,500? Like 10-20%. We're gonna be in absolute mania if these charts start going vertical with ETFs live. It's gonna get really dumb. Harley Lee's in the house. Trump's gonna send out stimulus checks. Is that really going? Is that gonna happen? I don't know why you'd. It's funny that we're sending out stimulus checks now when the government is so broke. And we haven't had a real. We're not like in a recession. Stocks are at all-time highs.
You feel that? That's it. The one we've been riding for years. It's moving.
Moving. Dun, 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 dun. He's getting a lot of heat on that interview. Yeah. It's so funny, the space, like, it reveals itself. I've always seen it the same way. Like, speculation around Bitcoin, they're just meme coin pumpers, selling a different story. They don't give a shit about freedom money or decentralized money. If they did, they wouldn't care what money people decided to use. They're all just dumb. Kind of blurry too to this guy. This guy, a lot of traders tweet hindsight bias. This guy said we were gonna range for a long time. A lot of the Ichimoku guys did. I think Todd Butterfield has been pretty good with his Wyckoff. One sec. Randy posted a good video, yeah. I mean, it's just more extreme now. It's always been this way. Like, ever since people were promoting Lightning Network, like, it was always just about promoting their bags to go up. It's just gotten so extreme lately. There's so many more people involved. Here, I'll play the video. I gotta walk away for a sec.
We got code, we got cars, we the builders digging deep while they perform for empty guards.
Lightning Network and anything that Charlie does, have they said thank you? No. Do they continue to pretend that Litecoin doesn't exist? Yes. But why? What's the point? I had a teacher in high school that told me that Bitcoin would never make it. You should just be buying stocks and be in a controlled environment. But yet, why do I get the same vibe from these maxis that push for Bitcoin only? Yet, that's like my teacher that said that Bitcoin would never work. You only stick with stocks. That is an old people mindset. Bitcoin was here to create a disruption, to spark a revolution. And yet Litecoin goes along with that revolution, complementing Bitcoin, giving Bitcoin the legs it stands on today. Yet these people are completely ungrateful. And I've been promoting Litecoin since I got into this space. I've known about Litecoin for almost 9-10 years now. I've been promoting it for almost 6 years on my page. Yet I post about Litecoin and people tell me I'm a paid shill. Are all of these maxis a paid shill? Is everyone that talks about Solana and Avalanche a paid shill? Or do they just believe in the fundamentals of the token? Get real. What are we doing here? The immaturity of this space, the tribalism of this space needs to end. Because the reality is, Bitcoin is my number one hold. It is the number one, and it will always be number one. But nothing, not everything, can be done on Bitcoin. I need sound money. I give away Bitcoin on this podcast. There was one time it took over an hour for a Bitcoin transaction to go through. That wouldn't have happened with Litecoin. If I'm making major moves in this space, or if I'm transferring millions of dollars, I want a penny or less in fees. And to know it's gonna get there quite instantly. Not like Bitcoin that's expensive and it takes too long. Bitcoin is the best store of value. It is what started this revolution. It's a great currency, but it's not our end-all be-all. And if you're trying to push for that, you know it's not true. And the same maxis that are telling you, oh my gosh, this Litecoin thing, what were they doing last bull market? They were going to things like Litecoin, they were going to other alts, using that to make money and put it back into Bitcoin. But all of a sudden, the alts are worthless when they decide it's worthless. Just to pump their own bags. And you know what? That is sad. That is sad. And then people coming after me saying that I say I never owned Bitcoin, that I only promote the alt. Most of my content is Bitcoin. 90% of my content is Bitcoin. Yet, people try to make up these things about me that aren't true. Bitcoin is my number one. It's my largest hold. But I'm not gonna be stupid, and I'm not gonna be ignorant, and I'm not gonna go tell other people what to do with their money and say, oh, because you own this, then you're a sheesh coiner. What are we, in 5th grade? It's wild that this space acts more like high school kids than actual high school kids. What's the tribalism about? If one wins, we all win. Isn't that amazing? Why can't we work together? Think about this, nerds, and I'm a nerd too, but nerds.
Nerds.
Think about this. Take a breath. Think about this. What about the whole world? 90% of the world that doesn't even own Bitcoin yet. Yet they're gonna come into this space, see that one guy that really created a lot of the fundamentals of the space is getting hate because of something that was taken out of context. And why would people want to be in crypto if this is what they're seeing at the start? We should all be supporting one another. All.
Yeah, true. I feel like she's right. I think eventually, that's what the view I've always had though, is that like if you're honestly pro, I don't even know what crypto means, but I feel like the current definition is casino meme coin 100x your money type thing, and everyone's competing for speculative attention. So that's why you get the toxicity. But in a world where this is monetized and adopted, Like, obviously these chains don't scale, and you can't rely on super large, trusted, centralized credit layers. They will interoperate. You'll just have atomic swaps between chains. And if you're pro freedom or pro free markets, then you just let people choose whatever they want. It's kind of what the Litecoin community's done well. It's not really saying this is the best. I mean, you can advocate for why I think it has the most upside from a fundamental perspective. But yeah, the retards that occupy most of this space want number go up at all costs. That's all. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, you're promoting state-owned Bitcoin and censorship. As long as your coin pumps or their coin pumps, they don't care. What's up, R? Yeah, watch them approve the other ETFs. Dude, that is like, I feel like there's a decent chance that happens. Oh, Litecoin has MWEB, we'll just deny it. Just come up with some reason. But like every time Litecoin was about to break this level, there was some random thing that happened. And they just would like pump other coins. I think Trump meme coin was around here in January. Malay meme coin. Broader market crypto. Meltdown. Government shutdown. Change the ETF rules. Hundreds of altcoin ETFs flood the market. Hate on Charlie. But yeah, I think the crypto media is worse than mainstream media in a lot of ways. They're both bad for the same reasons. It's like financial and power incentives. Create false realities, or they're trying to sell some fiction of what reality is. They've been doing it with Bitcoin forever. But it's like people originally turned to crypto for some sense of truth outside the financial system that is heavily like politically manipulated. But this is like even worse. The narratives that exist in this space are further from the truth than mainstream narratives. That people get mad at mainstream media for promoting. It's just funny. I don't know. This whole space floating on hot air. Even Litecoin to some extent. Way less so, but still. I should do that, Nick. I think it might work. There's a lot of people that walk around with these loud, annoying boom boxes, like, all the time. I swear, like, every time I walk outside, downstairs, there's, like, some random dude, or multiple, walking around with a boombox, playing music, like, blasting it, so loud. Usually it's rap. I should do that. Honestly, that's a good idea. Get a boombox and sit in front of the bowl. I have a video that I'll play it. I put the character that's supposed to be me in front of it. Just shout. I don't want to get shot though. But I should. I could put like the music video on the stream in a corner, and then my IRL stuff as the main screen. Debate people. Where is that? One second, I'll put my mic on, but I'm gonna play this.
Hey. I know what this looks like. That's just a story.
I have some Wall Street. Tried to make it a casino, but this one. I should just, yeah, I should get a chair and a desk. This video is kind of messed up. It is what it is. Yeah, I should say like Litecoin will pass Bitcoin, changed my mind. I wanted to go down there for a while. I was waiting until price breaks out. I can renew my server. It's like super expensive. Let's the bull on Wall Street is a thing. I have this other one too, with the Wall Street bull just falling. These animations kind of suck. The new AI video tools are way better.
Didn't fake, just stayed in till the ceiling break. Beat the house, let them shout. I'm already headed out. Odds were cold, but I stay sound and I'm walking tall. I beat the house.
I used the Wall Street bull in this video. I can play. Where's it at? I think it's. Oh yeah. We need price momentum. Then I just feel like New York City will be perfect for the IRL stuff. But we need a breakout. We need this next move to start, and then I think I can carry over the audience to the IRL scene, and that will expand the total reach. Is that how my hair looks? Not really, no. I got a haircut. I don't have black hair. I was a blonde kid, but now it's more brownish. So, I don't know, like 5'11". Brownish hair. Maybe we'll get a breakout, guys. I might come back if we start moving here. Nick, you should come on later. But I think once we get, if we can break out here, this should be the move that we've been waiting for. Maybe it corrects down a bit, Bitcoin retraces, but next move higher is the start. And the sentiment narrative and public perception will start changing really quickly.
They said I was a clone, a copy without a crown.
I think from the Ichimoku perspective, once this does break 130, all those traders will get bullish. I wish I could have one of them on this stream. See what he said. If today closes above 120.3, bears are cooked.
Funny.
I'm still dancing.
Yeah, I think it's funny, like every technical analysis method looks at the same things from a different perspective. But yeah, Bitcoin was in this downtrend in volatility. And if we get expansion to the upside, you'd expect this to be the most vertical part of this whole cycle. I would expect fees to rally finally. Block space demand to increase significantly. It's the same thing with Litecoin, but it's way more significant. Want to get into price discovery and see what narratives proliferate. Hopefully I have enough network effects to challenge the mainstream view, force people to pay attention, and deliver this thesis for the masses to hear. And I think a lot of them will become convinced, because I haven't failed. number one in sales for like multiple companies. I don't doubt my ability to move the needle at the margins once attention liquidity flows. If I can gain enough momentum. I think we need thousands of live viewers though. And then it multiplies pretty quickly. Wait, what? You were just making a chart and type break, and I said it twice. Change this down. Yeah, Charlie's gonna be on John's stream later. You guys should check that out. I'll watch it, or maybe we'll watch the recording when I come back later. Master, I don't think it's topping, but we'll see. Get you more HVAC customers. Come sell HVACs. Door to door. Door to door sales is still like pretty lucrative. It's so much harder for people to say no in person. But it's also so much harder for... That's a market that probably will always be relevant. Because so many people don't like doing it, but the few that do can make a lot of money. My cats are fighting. Calm down. Fernando. I don't know. There's just so much money out there. I think it's all relative. Bitcoin's really tiny relative to equity markets, relative to gold and silver. Like I guess it's slightly bigger than silver's market cap, but it's 10x smaller than gold. I can see it is. I still think Bitcoin's gonna blow off, and that exponentially improves the odds of Litecoin blowing off. Because even though it hasn't mattered ever, and people think it doesn't matter, just like they kind of think that, you know, just because Litecoin hasn't pumped in 8 years, it won't ever. I think it, you know, low volatility leads to high volatility, so I think it's the inverse. I know it is most of the time. But same with fundamental demand. I think people just totally ignore it because they don't know. They're not looking at it. And I know for sure there's enough transaction volume on Bitcoin that can migrate in a blow-off scenario where block-based demand goes vertical. That would pump Litecoin 10x from wherever it's at, or at least 10x from here, because it's so illiquid. A few $1 billion of daily transaction volume migrating would push Litecoin massively. That flips the narrative. Bitcoin starts topping out, and the speculative premium switches from Bitcoin to Litecoin. That's what I think is going to happen. Dance reviews. What's Litecoin's latest post? I think this one is pretty hilarious. I think almost people who mock Litecoin and people who promote altcoins or Bitcoin won't be here. I think they're all, this space totally changes over the next 5-10 years. I think most centralized exchanges fail because they have no use case. If it starts competing with government money and they just don't allow you to trade there anymore. So short Coinbase to 0 at the peak of this cycle. Short MicroStrategy. Short the whole casino. Long the decentralized stuff at the bottom. Decentralized exchanges. Decentralized mining infrastructure. Privacy tools. After everyone else is flushed out. Become a trillionaire. Bitcoin's not too big to fail. I don't even know what that... Like, seriously, all the speculators could get washed out and the network will be fine. Right, it could go to 0 and just be restarted. Nothing... I don't know what failure even means. Failure to most people means the price goes down a lot. I think speculation is a threat to long-term success. Because the economic incentives around like mining infrastructure, where all the coins are held in centralized entities, makes it so hard for the decentralized market to compete. Because they can't, right? Because of economies of scale. But eventually all those things can get, the centralized stuff can get turned off. And the centralized mining infrastructure can actually be co-opted by governments or be forced to blacklist certain addresses or start censoring. And it would just be way harder for the decentralized part of the market to overcome that once it's so big. But honestly, if Bitcoin fails, it whatever. It means it's really not that making that much of a difference. It's working fine right now. I mean, people are still using it. It's just the people who buy the coin just for a price appreciation have way different expectations than I think the long-term reality suggests. Alright guys, I'll be back later. I don't know, maybe we break out once Bitcoin cools off, or if Bitcoin extends here to like 130. Put in a higher low here against alts and moon. But thanks for hanging out. I'll be back later tonight. I'll see you all at like 9 p.m. Eastern. Nick, also, you should come on here later tonight. Alright guys, have a good Monday. I'll see you all in 5-6 hours.